Hey, what's up everyone? I'm going to show everybody how I built this 4x4 compost bin. It ended up costing me about $100 in supplies, which is not too bad. I'm, aware of the whole pallet thing and doing things for free, but I wanted to make something nice. So I am not a carpenter, but this is what I came up with. There's a list of supplies here. I'm not going to go word by word, but you'll figure it out. And the tools I needed. I used very little tools. I had no power tools except for the screw gun. So this is very, very easy. I made it 4x4x4 because there's minimal cutting, like minimal cutting. You might cut the boards in half and trim a little bit, and that's about it. But it ended up turning out pretty good. So let's get right into the first steps of putting this thing together. All right, first thing you're going to need is you're going to need 9 4-foot 1x4s per side. So you're going to end up with like 36 altogether, I think. So I'm going to oil my saw up here to make the cutting a little bit easier. I don't have power tools, like I said. And the saw actually did pretty good. I have no idea where I got this thing, but I had it laying on the shelf. I said instead of going out and spending the money on a saw, circular saw, I'll just give it a shot. And it ended up cutting through the 1x4s pretty nice. So it ended up working out good. Alright, now I'm going to show you just the basic measurements of this thing. The first measurement you're going to make is where you're going to bury the 4x4s. Start at the end of a 4x4 here, and then measure 2 feet up to a point here, and then make a line on your 2x4. And that's basically, or your 4x4, I'm sorry. That's basically going to be your bury mark. So where, that 2 feet is going to be in the ground. An inch, 1.5 inches, an inch and a half from that bury line, make another line, and that's where your first board is going to start. That's where your bottom of that first 1x4 is going to lay, right there at that inch and a half mark. Okay, now after you get that first board laid, the space in between the next few boards are going to be an inch and a half as well. I just cut off the end of a 2x4 that was just a couple inches long and used that as a spacer, which you'll see in just a minute. But that worked really easy. Just throw that spacer in there and throw the next board up, screw it in. Okay, now that we got that done, there's going to be a few spaces at the top. You're going to get to your last 2 or 3 boards, and the measurements are not going to really align evenly with the inch and a half or using that spacer from the 2x4. So what I did, I just kind of eyeballed it and then used the measuring tape and got them as close as I could. So where it looked even, you're not going to have that exact inch and a half. Like I said, I'm not a carpenter, so I couldn't figure out a way to get all of them even. I probably could have figured it out if I just took the time, but I thought it looked good this way, so this is what I did. So those last 3 spaces there are going to be uneven. It's just eyeball them and screw them in, or just do what you got to do to get it right the way you want it. Alright, after your sides are built, you're going to build 2 of those. You're going to bring one of those outside and kind of get it situated where you want it. Mark the ground with a shovel, just a kick mark, whatever you want to mark it. Move that thing out of the way, and hopefully you have some post hole diggers. And hopefully your soil is as easy to dig in as mine, because this Florida sand is easy digging. I know some of you poor souls out there are going to have rock and clay, so I feel for you. I feel your pain. But do what you can, and I'm sure you'll get it done one way or another. Okay, once you get both sides finished and both holes dug, you're going to set both sides in their respective holes. And then you're going to get your level and your measuring tape, and you're going to try to get these as square as you can. Mine were a little off, but it's, if they're a little bit off, no big deal. What you want to do is you want to measure corner to corner and then side to side. Obviously the sides are going to be 4 feet apart, and then corner to corner, I can't remember the exact measurement, but you just got to make sure that corner to corner is the same measurement, and that'll make sure that the compost bin is square. Okay, next step, we're going to make the door. Basically, I kind of used the compost bin as a template, and I just tacked 2 1x4s up against the 4x4s, and I kind of built the door, and then once I had the door frame built with all the 1x4s going down, across it, I untacked it and then just laid it down, and then finished putting it together. It's a really easy way just to kind of use the compost bin as a template, so you don't have to do any measuring or anything. All right, here we got the first board going up, and you're just going to work your way down, and you're just going to line the boards up with the boards going around the compost bin. So you're just going to work your way down top to bottom or bottom to top, and get all your boards on. And then once you get all your boards on, screwed into the 1x4, you're going to untack it, like I said, from the compost bin and lay it down. Just make sure you use those 1 5/8 screws or nails, because you don't want to screw into the 4x4 obviously as you're tacking your boards onto the 1x4s. You'll never get the thing off obviously, so that's why I recommended the 1 5/8 screws. Okay, now that you have the gate finished and you got it laid down, we're going to put one 1x4 diagonally across the gate to give it a little stability. It's going to keep the gate from sagging. So you don't have to get real specific. Just lay that thing across and eyeball it, make you some marks, make you a cut line, and then make your cuts. And we're going to screw this in from the back side first, just to kind of hold it in place. Then we're going to flip the gate over and then screw it in from the front side, so you see the screw heads instead of maybe a little of the screw sticking out of the back. You much rather see the heads than the other side, and you don't want to get scratched if they do stick out a bit. So right now, like I said, we're going to lay that board down in there, and we're going to tack it from the back side, the side you see here, and then we're going to flip that thing over and then go ahead and screw. I put 2 screws in every board. You don't see it on the video just for time, but to give it a lot of strength, I put two screws in each board going diagonally across the gate. So I think that worked out pretty good. Alright, now next step is going to be your hinges. I just picked up some screen door hinges, nothing special. They were about $3 a piece, but they felt real sturdy, so I grabbed them, and they ended up working out pretty good. I actually screwed this up quite a few times, which you won't see in the video, but just do the best you can with it. I actually put them on backwards once or twice, and just make sure that you put them on where what's going to line up with the board on the compost itself. That way you get a good alignment when you're hanging the door. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, last but not least, we're just going to put this simple latch in. Both of them go in the same way. What I did is I drilled, not really drilled, but I took one of my screws and I just screwed it in to use as a pilot hole, and it worked out really good. So I actually misaligned this one, so you can see the hole there below the stud in the gate. But hey, if you screw it up, just keep trying. You'll get it eventually. This thing turned out pretty good, I think, for my lack of carpentry skills. So I think the hardest part of doing a project like this is just starting it. Once you get started and once you get rolling, you'll figure it out as you go along. So this turned out pretty good. It cost me $100, which is a little pricey for just a compost bin. Actually kind of cheap compared to some of the rolling compost bin, but anyway, $100 is a lot more expensive than if you were going to go the pallet route or something that you just got laying around the yard. But it looks nice. We rent this property, so we can't goon it up too bad. Our landlord would probably get a little upset, but it turned out good for us. We like it, so hopefully in the next coming weeks or months we'll have some good composting videos for you. But if you could, like the video on YouTube and share it with friends and family, and we'll hope to see you in the future. Take care.